Hello and welcome to the third episode of the TetraCast, RPG Site's monthly podcast. This is June 1st episode. My name is Zach Reese. I am the host. Joining us today are Aaron Van Dyne.
Hello.
Simon Chun.
What's up?
David Kreinberg.
Hey, hey, hey.
4-3. All right, so today, of course, it's only 9 days from arguably the biggest E3 in years, E3 2013. And so we're all pretty excited. It's been very hard to concentrate on other things with E3 coming up. So we're going to be going ahead and talking this entire show about what we want to see out of all three hardware manufacturers, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony. Also, we will talk about what we hope to see at the show this year, our own dreams, I guess.
I want to see my dreams crushed. That's what I want to see.
That happens like all the time, really. Every time I've been there. So yeah, well, let's go ahead and get into it. So, very recently let's talk about Microsoft first because they're pretty much the hot topic right now.
I know, right?
Absolutely. So, of course, Microsoft just a little over a week ago announced their new Xbox One. Xbone.
What was that? What was that again?
Xbone.
What?
XBO. Xbox One.
XBO.
PlayStation 4 better than... No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so, now that we have the new console out in the open, we know what it looks like, and what Microsoft has going for it. They have said that entire event was just then getting rid of the stuff that people don't like to watch, which I just don't know why they put it on TV if it's stuff people don't like watching anyway. And now they're promising a pretty hefty E3 press conference. And so now that you guys have seen what Microsoft has to offer, at least off the bat, what are your first impressions about what we're going to see going into E3 then?
I think we're going to see a lot more games. I think we're going to see more games, because it's clear that they were trying to go for the mainstream audience in the initial press conference. So and they said, hey, we have 15 exclusive, which I'm pretty sure half will be Kinect games, so I don't really care. But
more than half.
More than half, yeah, I know, right? So yeah, we'll probably see games, and I think that'll be their big focus. I think they still have some tricks, I guess, with the console, that they're not showing, obviously, that they want to pull out for E3 to make the console seem really next gen, really high tech and stuff like that. So I'm expecting standard fare. What those features are, that's what I'm really curious about.
So what's going to happen is that the monolith, the box, the top is going to open up. And then it's gonna a projection screen. I don't know. That's the Luma room. That's it's gonna open up, and then it's gonna shoot everything. Yeah, it's gonna shoot lasers. Everyone's gonna get blinded, and that's.
Well, they said they shoot bubble particles or whatever stupid like that. The Kinect. How does it work again? I remember.
It films you and then it puts it online. That's what it does.
No, that's very funny. No, they said Kinect actually shoots out particles to get a better image of you, That's part of the reason why they have better depth.
Yeah, the depth, I heard they've pretty much improved a lot about it. And it's these improvements that have been independents. People that have been playing around with the technology for a while have found ways to improve it, but also the fact that a couple years ago they put out the Kinect version on the PC, which was already better than the one they put on for Xbox.
Surprise.
And so they're just using that technology. And yeah, apparently it's you can get up to 6 people in a room, and they can recognize all of them. So I guess when you have those big party games or whatever's going to happen, they're going to be able to recognize all 6 people standing there and individually have a profile for each of them. So.
Yeah, the Kinect looks surprisingly good. The technology is solid, I would say.
It's just what they do with it. What's important?
Yeah, it's what
they
do with it.
The precedent. I guess you couldn't do any worse, but I'm also excited. I mean, it's very interesting to see what they would do with that now that they have much better tracking and much better camera inside of that thing. So yeah. Aaron, what do you think?
What do I think?
I don't know.
You're the biggest Microsoft hater.
Yeah, the Microsoft fangirl over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I actually watched that conference live, and It really did nothing for me.
Yeah, I can kind of see it was a real big focus, obviously, about live TV.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were talking about sports games, TV, more TV, and then, like, Call of Duty, and I'm just
Dogs.
I'm just like, I really don't care, and, you know, and then everything that came out after that, like, you know, the no-use games thing,
Oh yeah, that was
and
a fun week.
the Connect required, and all that, it doesn't even make me want to buy the system at all, so, I mean...
The publicity after it was pretty terrible. Like, the way, I think it's a clear indication of, like, what Microsoft didn't even know what they were talking about. Like, they had no idea what they wanted to say.
It doesn't sound finalized at all.
Yeah,
well, no, I mean, you had 10 different people saying 10 different things, so their message isn't clear, and they're like...
Everyone else gets confused.
It makes you wonder how soon these deals are trying to be made, you know? Like, what if EA had come in, like, a couple weeks before, and that's why they had to delay it to May, because they're still trying to finalize what types of exclusive deals they can get, especially with, like, maybe the ESPN thing, or the NFL special that they do with the fantasy football stuff like that. Maybe that's why they had to push it out.
The thing that they spent like $400 million on, yeah, that'll make me want to buy an Xbox One.
And it's the most ridiculous thing is because, like, I mean, I don't have any sort of TV. I barely watch TV, so obviously it's not really something for me.
Right, exactly. I mean, how many of us actually sit and watch live TV anymore? I know I don't.
It's mostly streaming technology that we use. Like, we watch YouTube and stuff like that. Netflix.
I do
That's
sometimes.
a testament to Microsoft's success, though, because, like, obviously, because I have a lot of friends in college who watch live TV, and they're really big on gaming. They're not hardcore gamers, but they play a lot of games, and I can see the demographic being totally for them, like an all-in-one box. I can play Call of Duty, watch sports, and then, like, enhance the experience. They do fantasy football or whatever crap like that. For them, like, this is the perfect target audience. Like, this is definitely not for us as gamers, but there's an audience out there, and I think they're really huge, because it's not just my friends, it's my friends' friends, and there's a ton of people who are into, like, the exact stuff that the Xbox One is catering.
You say that, but I think that's really just anecdotal. I mean, what they really made was a box that appeals to Americans, and maybe some people in the UK, but outside of that, like, Japan's not going to care, the rest of Europe's not going to care.
Right now, I think it's kind of hard to gauge just what the effect will be. Because, I mean, there's going to be a lot of counter arguments to picking up a one. There's going to be
a one? Like, did you say?
Yeah, a one.
A one.
I'm
gonna go pick up a one. Oh yeah.
I mean, there's going to be arguments like, I already have a billion things that do this stuff.
Yeah, but
so it comes down to games.
It does, and I completely agree. I think at the time it's like, okay, well, they talked about this live TV and sports stuff. Maybe they had a point. It's the stuff that normal people like us, like core gamers, not normal, core gamers like us, we're not really interested in that kind of stuff. So it's like, hey, now you've gotten rid of that shit. Let's move on and talk about what types of games you have coming on. So now they have, like, they're talking about, you know, Rare is supposed to have, like, a pretty big IP at this new show. You know, the guys.
Well, yeah, games are important, but, like, Aaron brings up a good point that, like, this machine, if one of the huge selling points is, like, the TV interactivity and the sports thing, it's gonna bomb in every other region that's not the U.S.
But as was said, though, is that it comes down to the game. So it's like, if you're not interested in that live TV stuff, don't use it at all. I think the Kinect mandatory stuff is going to be influential way more than live TV stuff.
Even though, like, yes, there's going to be games, you also have to take into consideration their DRM stance. I mean, if it's going to be always online and, you know, Kinect required, that's really going to hurt in countries that don't have good internet, or, you know, like in Japan where they don't have big housing. So, you know, it's just not going to work, because
they're alienating a lot of the regions.
Right. I mean, as it is right now, you have to be connected online at least once every 24 hours, or your game won't work, which is ridiculous.
It also is
not ridiculous to us, but ridiculous to people elsewhere in the world.
Well, no, I mean, think about it. If you were a college student and you didn't have internet, but you wanted to play on that system,
I can see that. Yeah.
See,
or in the basement or something. But it's also something that crap, I lost my train of thought. You guys continue.
Well, or if you were, like, if you wanted to travel with it and, you know, you were at a place with no internet, you couldn't play your games. So it's it's pretty worthless for stuff like that. And I know a lot of people who like to bring their systems with them, so, you know.
And there's also, obviously, over in Europe, that they have a completely different set of laws. And so, like, for example, not too long ago, they ruled that, you know, you could sell digital games. Like, you can actually sell your digital games to other people because it's your property, just like regular games are. So it makes you really wonder how Microsoft is going to be able to tailor towards the European Union, but also like Germany and stuff like that. They all have these different sets of rules that they go by. And so being able to enforce something like that over the entire world, as you said, it's because each country has their own thing. It's really interesting.
I think their PR stuff says that they haven't even thought about it or care enough right now. They're only focusing on the U.S.
Or they're still like ironing out the details. Basically, it sounds like what they're doing.
No, I don't even think they're ironing out the details. I think they're just I think they're saying, okay, we're going to build a foundation around the U.S. and they'll work around that. But whatever follows afterwards is whatever follows.
Sounds like they're playing with U.S. Even that isn't really like down yet.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's really a lot of their stuff is really shaky.
You think it's going to be like delayed or miss Black Friday maybe in the U.S. Because that would be a pretty big blow.
Was it PS4 the one that's at holiday 2013 or was
they're all pretty much
they're all expected. Yeah,
they're all expected. What did they say? At the conference? What did they say again? They said it was coming out in 2013, or did they say it was
later this year?
Later this year. Okay, this is going to come out in December. Calling it now. It's coming out in December. It's gonna
that would really hit them big if it did.
Well,
you can't miss Black Friday.
Honestly, to be honest, Black Friday isn't like the be all end all. I mean,
it's not, but it's
they need to hit before Christmas. They need to hit before Christmas. Black Friday is only for getting rid of merchandise that's already like filling up the warehouse.
But at the same time, I remember last year how they reported that they were the consoles were making some huge sales. So I think it's still very important for retailers.
Well, you also have to realize that during Black Friday, like if they're available before Black Friday, they won't even be in stock. So
yeah, they won't be in stock.
Do you really think they're going to sell them at discount or give away freebies during Black Friday? This is they're not going to do it.
No, I mean with the Wii U, which was available for Black Friday, there was like no discounts on the system.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
There wasn't even discounts on the games, so it didn't even really matter.
Yeah, Black Friday is completely irrelevant for that first holiday season for the console. Black Friday is completely irrelevant.
Yeah, I guess that's.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, but I can understand where it's like.
Well, not
even if it's not, it's still people getting caught up in the mood of Black Friday that they'll go ahead and buy those consoles anyway, even if there's not.
Won't be on the shelves, right?
So I think they'll still, yeah. Oh, I think they need to get those consoles on shelves this time around because they know if they don't, that was the big problem with one of the many problems with the PlayStation 3. By launching without enough supply, that it really hurt them in that short term. So I think they're going to play it smarter with the supplies this time around. That's what I think. But so with that in mind, going into E3 with Microsoft's press conference, do you guys expect anything big coming out of there for things that you guys would be interested in from that camp?
When did Halo 4 come out?
Halo 4, 2012.
2012. I don't think we'll see Halo 5 teaser, right? That'll be for next E3, right?
I would expect them to announce like a new not like a map pack, but definitely maybe something minor. You know, like because they already announced that they have the TV show coming. So
yeah, I guess okay.
Steven Spielberg executive produced, most likely.
They're not going to make Halo annual. It's going to be every other year. At the earliest, it'll be every other year. So I guess
Ops or something. Yeah, it's not going to be. A new Spartan Ops would most likely. But, yeah, I don't know.
I can't think of anything I'd be interested in. I mean, like, it just... right now, it's like it'll be really just predictable. It'll be the games that we've come to expect from Microsoft.
No, it'll either be really predictable or really unpredictable. It's not really something like you can just fathom and be like, I think it could possibly be this. It's either going to be this or, I have no idea what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think... The most exciting announcement. What was that rumor that they got some kind of exclusive Rockstar game or
Rockstar?
No,
I think they're talking about like Respawn, which is the Titan game that we were talking about a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, and I mean if you like online only first person shooters, then you'll probably like that. But if you don't, then I mean,
it still appeals to that crowd.
Well, I just meant that would be like the biggest like megaton, so to say.
It could be. I mean, honestly, that definitely.
Well, the rumored titles for them, just based on the things that I've seen, let's see. There's Titan. There's some people are talking about Fallout 4. Yeah. Some people are talking about Dead Rising 3. A League of Legends console version.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It would work. I just would never want to play that mobile game on a console. It would work.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to hit that A button way too hard, just click around. It's going to be really difficult to do that cursor.
No, I mean, there's a control scheme that would work really well. What
does Gamepad work with? Have you ever played it like a mobile game that's on the consoles? Because I mean, obviously they exist for consoles, but do they kind of compare it all?
No, because they're tailored around the consoles. Those mobile games are tailored around consoles. But like League of Legends, like though even at its complex controlled scheme, it still would work really well on a controller. Would it be as precise as playing on a PC? That's like comparing FPS as playing on a PC and on a controller.
Yeah, when I watch those games, it seems to go at such a fast, like a blistering kinetic speed. Mm-hmm. Being able to like go through those shops and quickly buy stuff and hurry it back over to.
It would work. I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but I'm saying it would definitely work. It's just it won't be as efficient as playing.
Very scaled down version of League of Legends, most likely. I mean, so yeah, they announced those games. Rare's got a game, as I said. Lionhead most likely will have something because you haven't heard anything from them in a while. So maybe. I don't know if hopefully they won't do another Kinect game because the last one was great.
Dark Souls 2, if they show that off on the stage, that would be pretty killer. I am not gonna lie.
Yeah, they could show Dark Souls 2 up on stage. Yeah.
Like if they say like, hey, like this is really going far-fetched. I'm not saying this is gonna happen. Let's say like Dark Souls 2 is set for obviously PS3, 360, and the PC. Let's say they have like a timed exclusive for the Xbone or whatever crap, and it's not on the PS4. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so, because it was originally a Sony title, too. Well,
I know it's definitely not going to happen, but imagine that happening for any other IP, is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, it could be. I mean, Microsoft has the money to, like, deliver timed exclusives. But it's more that they have the amount of money they would have to spend, and the fact that their console will be selling most likely at a loss right off the bat. They'll be bleeding a lot of cash just to go through that, but I guess at the end of the day, they don't have much of a choice.
They're bleeding much right now. I wonder how much money they spent on trying to clean up the PR mess that has been for like the past few weeks.
What about Windows 8 and all that stuff?
Well, they already account for that because they already know there's going to be some PR mess with every Windows OS.
Oh.
I think at this point in time, it seems like they're going like more the hush-hush method, like just kind of ignore it, it'll go away, and then we can talk about our console some more, and let's get some excited for some games.
What I'm really excited for is, like, I remember when Gears of War first showed that off for the 360. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want that title. I want the Xbone to have like that kind of killer app. Like, I want that game. It looks so good.
When I first saw Lost Odyssey, that was so doom. I got so excited after seeing it.
Stuff like they need to have like stuff that really wows us and follows up like with the wow. Because I mean, Gears of War was so successful they made it a trilogy off of it and a stupid spin-off title. So I mean, come on, it can happen.
I mean, and bash Microsoft all you want. They do have some really strong first-party IPs that they could still use, but there's studios that it makes me wondering, are they still going to, as you said, are they going to still rely on their most popular properties? I mean, at the same time, though, it's exactly what Nintendo's doing, so I wouldn't be too surprised if Microsoft does it, too.
There's not really much variety in their popular properties, though.
No, there isn't. It's all focused for the same demographic. Yeah. I think the one time they tried to branch off was like Viva Pinata.
Actually, who could really come around? Not only because Aaron brought up Fallout 4. I mean, Bethesda's really been in Microsoft's camp for a while now. Because I mean, with Skyrim and stuff like that, they had those time DLC that caused a huge.
I thought that was always a middle finger to Sony. Like that was Bethesda's middle finger to Sony, saying we hate developing for your stupid console. We're just gonna go with Microsoft. That's what I always thought it was, but.
I'm sure that's part of it, but they have no excuse now. Like, they really don't.
Yeah,
Nobody does.
Because the architecture for Sony allows for such easy development. It's like so reminiscent to, well, not reminiscent, it's essentially building for the PC. Doesn't matter.
Right, it is basically a PC.
Yeah. So, I mean, they have no right to complain. So Microsoft will probably buy off timed exclusive. And honestly, like, people diss on timed exclusive, but timed exclusives make a lot of money. Like, people always want to be like,
yeah, definitely.
They don't want to be left behind on, like, the first grab of the content. Like, even with Call of Duty, like, 1 month, even, like, if it was, like, 2 weeks behind, people would buy the content on the 360 first.
Yeah, it's kind of like this juggling act, because what happened with, like, Call of Duty, for example, is that they did those map packs. The problem with those map packs is that after, like, the second or third round of them, they really went way down in terms of profit, and so that's why they brought around the season passes and stuff like that, because it was like, okay, we'll get you to buy early, you're going to get locked in, that's guaranteed money right off the bat. And so it makes you wonder, like, if that is still going to be the strongest season pass DLC.
I think season passes are here to stay.
Yeah.
I think they are here to stay. I mean, like, I think it keeps developers busy and building content for it, and then B, they make a profit off of, like, the super hardcore, and then obviously taking their money.
And it makes you wonder, like, how is Microsoft going to use the idea of the season pass to directly benefit them more than their competition? Because those season passes, of course, exist on Sony and stuff like that.
Imagine them making Xbox Live season pass or something stupid. Ugh. Like, buy this, you can get, like, 2 arcade games or whatever crap, and you'll get
that kind of happens now, though.
One AAA title a year or something. Like, they're gonna try to, like, it's gonna be like the PlayStation Plus or something stupid like that, except it's gonna be, like, hackneyed off the wazoo.
I don't know. It's got me very curious about what exactly Microsoft is planning, because from what I've heard is that both Microsoft and Sony apparently have very big E3s coming up, and a lot of people are getting really excited about what they're supposed to be showing, and this is behind closed doors. So I don't know. I've never ruled out the idea of buying an Xbox One, because at the end of the day, it's like, as long as the games are there, the used game stuff isn't going to be as big a deal. If they bring me something in return for giving up such a valuable prospect. So I'm very curious to see what exactly they have in mind in terms of their games, because, half of them could be Kinect games, but if those Kinect games turn out to be, something that I'd be interested in. Steel Battalion looked really cool before they released it.
No,
Steel Battalion never.
No.
Steel Battalion never looks cool, except for on the original Xbox.
Well, that's what I was basing it off of, but I think the idea of doing that with the Kinect, from the early stuff I saw of Steel Battalion for the Kinect, it looked really cool and people got excited about it, but apparently, like, between then and the time they released it, they really screwed things up. So I guess it's more that now that the Kinect is far more proficient, it has me very interested to see what they can do, because they never really did anything in terms of RPGs. I mean, like I said, Fable did that game, but it barely did. A lot of it was on rails kind of stuff. So it has me very curious to see what they can do with it going forward with better technology and for RPGs, which is the genre I'm obviously most interested in.
I can't say I really care about Kinect or any motion control.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
I just can't. I mean,
I think that there's an audience for it. That audience is not me, so I just don't care.
I'm keeping it open
they'll have Kinect demos, and I'm just gonna be sitting there the whole time, like, don't really care.
Well, what game would you be interested in seeing from the E3 press conference that you would be interested in an Xbox One for?
Honestly,
Lost Odyssey 2?
Well, yeah, something like that, but they're really not going to focus on Japan, so
that market has sailed, dude.
But yeah, I mean,
long sailed.
What about the Western though? Like the new, what if the Mass Effect 4?
No, they know that
Mass Effect
RPGs
4
don't
is going to be on all systems, so
they're not going to do RPG exclusives, and RPGs is.
I mean, the only ones I could really see are Fallout and then Fable, and both of those, I know Fallout will still be on PC probably, so, I mean, yeah.
Well, I guess there's not a whole lot of support for Microsoft out of this group of fans.
Well,
David hasn't really talked that much.
Like, my big thing is Japanese games, and Microsoft, and actually Japan itself doesn't care about the Xbox, so. Yeah,
I like when Microsoft said they would reach out to Japan. It's like, but what if Japan doesn't want to reach out to you? So.
Well, yeah, and they won't with the DRM stuff that's going on, so.
Obviously, some Japanese games will be multi-platform, because they'll
some games will, but I mean,
there were a lot of exclusive.
I think it's going to be like what we're seeing now, where you see with PS3, with it getting, like all the Tales games are exclusive, and all the Nippon Ichi games are exclusive, and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the one reason to own a 360 in Japan was if you were like a fan of shmups.
Yes.
And that's gone too now.
Yeah, Cave is no longer making commercial products, but like the consumer products. They're going to focus on mobile and social. So there you go.
Exactly.
Yeah. What would be a huge megaton? This is not happening. A lot of this is I'm just throwing out random BS
Do it.
crap.
It's okay.
Imagine Persona 5 for Xbox.
Not happening.
Honestly, it's not going to happen because I've heard otherwise.
Yeah. I don't have to hear anything, and no, that's not going to happen.
I'm just throwing out insane.
I would see the Persona team doing a game that might be on the Xbox One exclusively, just not Persona.
Honestly, I don't even think they'll do an Xbox exclusive ever because
SMT9.
It'll be multi-platform if anything.
SMT9.
Right. Well, yeah, they did that game, but I mean, that was back when Microsoft actually cared about Japan.
Didn't they just use the money they got from that, with the licensing fees, and then go on to make Nocturne? With that money?
I don't know.
Or is that just a crazy conspiracy theory?
I don't know.
They can make another Phantom Dust game. I'll buy a new Xbox One for that. I love Phantom Dust. A new Togi game would be great. I'll take that. I'm just looking at my collection of Xbox games that are going to be... I can't even play a Togi on the 360, so I don't know why I own both those games anymore, but I hold out hope, for one reason or another, I'll be able to play it. I don't know. Yeah. It's I wonder if they ever make an Xbox emulator, if it'd be illegal, because they don't have a way to play them anymore, but that's obviously illegal, so I'm just going to leave that alone. So anyway, I'd like to see a new Togi game. That's what, I'd buy a new Xbox if they had one of those. It's not going to happen. I'm going to just sit over here and cry, you guys, while we move on to Nintendo.
All right.
Oh, Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo, you make me so sad. Why?
Why? Oh, Ron.
Oh, Ron's here.
Hey. I don't know what's going on. I might have to cut early, but I didn't want to miss the whole show. I know you guys are on right now.
You actually came at a really good time because we just moved on to Nintendo after talking about Microsoft, so... Now that we have the Nintendo Wii U's been out since last November, they've had several months to put out different official announcements about what they have planned up for the upcoming year. And now they recently came out and said that they're not going to have their big E3 press conference that they've had in years past, which is, we talked about last time, unfortunate considering that can be some of the more exciting moments. Well,
I want to see Reggie up on the stage, damn it. What the hell is this?
Yeah, me too.
Miyamoto dressed up in cosplay, looking cute. It'd be great.
Gosh, that'd be awesome if all the Nintendo executives came out with cosplay and crap. That'd be amazing.
Just
5 stars all around. Woohoo!
All dressed up as Legend of Zelda characters or something like that. I mean, Iwata already dresses up like Luigi, so it's fine.
I think he is Luigi.
He is Luigi secretly. At the end of the game, Luigi turns around, it's actually his face in that Nintendo DS, 3DS, Mario and Super Mario and Luigi. But anyway, so now that we know what Nintendo is promising for their shows for E3, what are you guys hoping for out of their E3 Direct that they're actually going to be doing this time?
I want to see what Retro's doing.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, really.
Metroid Prime creators, for those who don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly, I just want to see stuff that isn't Mario. I want
Wind Waker.
I just want to see new stuff. I am so sick of Mario, and I know somebody's probably going to hate me for saying that, but I
agree.
I
hate Mario.
You guys know the last new Nintendo IP was it Animal Crossing? I think that was the last one, right?
No, Pikmin.
Wonderful 101 is not Nintendo. It's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's Nintendo.
It's a Nintendo-owned IP.
Yeah, they own it.
You sure?
Yeah. But they've got to deal with Platinum. Platinum's not going to keep making those. I don't think.
Yeah, it's Platinum's developing. I'm saying it's internally Nintendo IP.
At the same time, it's like how Naughty Dog's not going to make Uncharted all the time, but Sony can still pump out stuff.
I mean, the Wii series is technically a new IP, and what about brain training, all that stuff?
Sure.
Okay, I meant like something like okay.
It hasn't been exciting.
Iconic, something really iconic. Like, was Pikmin and Animal Crossing like the last their major iconic Nintendo?
Yeah, I think so. I can't really.
It's been like decade. It's almost a decade.
I was gonna say decades. It's like, well,
that's almost a decade since they had a new IP.
I mean, Retro might have something. Who knows?
They might.
It's almost like a foregone. I think they already said that Retro is going to have something this time at the show. It's at the same time, Retro's not the same studio that it once was. So very
I don't think they've committed to that. I think we're used to seeing threads about it on NeoGAF all the time, so we think that they've said that, but they haven't. I think people are saying the time is now. They're going to bring Retro's game out, or they're not. But I don't think anybody has ever committed. Yeah, see Retro's game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's
probably Nintendo said like soon.
A lot of it's just speculation at this point.
It's a lot of wishful thinking. You might. I mean, maybe you could say you probably will. I know, like, I remember Jeff Keighley asked Reggie about that last year, and he said that they're working on something. So, other than that...
I'd say a teaser at least. I mean, they announced Smash Brothers years before, but I guess, then again, we knew
that was like one of the few games... You know, that was one of the few games they announced, like, long before it actually launched. A lot of their games, they announce it, and then it comes out, like, 2 months later.
Yeah, they're doing it now
like Kirby,
after...
like Kirby Epic Yarn. They came out like 2 months after it was announced at E3. I was like, what?
It's because they don't give Kirby a lot of respect.
That game looked beautiful. Like
Kirby is pretty much Kirby, Yoshi, and Zelda are like three IPs that all I care about for Nintendo. I'll be honest.
Yeah, Kirby's one of their best IPs, I think.
Yeah,
Kirby's great.
Consistently great.
Really great. Back
and like, let's talk about like games they said they were gonna show at E3 because they said they were gonna show off the new Smash Brothers.
New Smash Brothers, new Mario Kart. Most likely, the sports game with the Mario characters.
I feel like everything that is confirmed is the boring stuff. It's just like what Aaron was saying just now about like I'm Mario. I'm over 3D Mario. For me, they're never going to top Sunshine, so I'm not going to go down that road.
Sunshine.
Yeah. I know I'm going against the grain, but Sunshine.
They haven't topped Yoshi's Island for me, so it's just it's not long ago.
Smash Brothers. It's not going to be better than Melee, so I'm not interested in that. It's like Metroid. Don't go back to the Prime well. Please don't do that.
Sound like a fanboy.
Wait, who does? Me?
Yeah.
I'm anything but.
Yeah. I think you don't want like standing here just like yelling at everyone else for not liking Mario. So.
I mean that's a valid opinion. I mean, well, opinions are all valid.
It's an opinion.
No, I think
it's all subjective.
I mean, the last like Mario game that I really enjoyed was Super Princess Peach, and it's not even a Mario game.
I never got to play that game. I always wanted to though.
Wow, you didn't like Galaxy? Did you ever play Galaxy, Aaron?
I watched somebody play it, and I was like, it looks cool, but...
You can't watch someone play it.
I don't. Yeah, I think even if I didn't play it, but even if I did play it, I don't think I'd still enjoy it as much. I
saw it and I was like, oh, this is a stupid Mario 64 knockoff. I played it and it actually plays well. It might not live up to your expectations, but like I think it's really hard to like.
I can't get past that Mario.
I believe the original is like the top-rated thing on Metacritic or Games or something. Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna sound like a huge first world problem, but I just like playing games on the Wii was so hard.
Yeah, I agree. Like I couldn't even play Xenoblade.
Like the graphics they weren't very good. Well, I mean the graphics in Mario Galaxy were good, but playing those like
on an HDTV.
On an HDTV, it's not very good.
Stretched out. Did you use component cables?
Yeah, you gotta 480p that shit.
No, even with 480p, it looks better on a standard than it does a 480p on stupid HDTV.
I guess that's true. There's still some pretty games there. Endless Ocean, like that's a new IP.
I never played that game.
It's fun.
It's also, Deep Sea Adventures. Yes.
I mean, that game looked like a knockoff of Aquanauts Holiday, which was a PS1 game, and then they made
Oh.
Aquanauts.
Wow.
Not really anything.
That's a good callback right there. That's a long time ago.
I know.
What existing IP are you interested in? Existing Nintendo IP are you interested in?
Existing Nintendo IP, actually, like the one that I still like really like of theirs is Fire Emblem.
Fire
Yeah.
So you want to
Fire
see
Emblem
like
was
a
great.
Wii U Fire Emblem, or you want another three?
That'd be
you want another
nuts.
three?
That'd be awesome. I want a Fire
The
Emblem.
3DS one is really good, actually.
Yeah, the 3DS one's
On that
stellar.
big tablet, that'd be pretty cool. I want a tactical RPG on the Wii U. That's
Wait, but you're kind of getting that though, right? Because they're gonna have to bring out that SMT crossover thing
true.
eventually, right?
Yeah,
So-
I'll see what that is.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind
That's
of
gonna be a
announced
crossover.
that, and I don't even, like when they announce it, I don't even, this is just a guess, but who knows if it was even in development.
yeah.
I'm
it's probably
interested to
well.
know if it's Alice that's making it or if it's because it's going to be Intelligent Systems or it's going to be Alice. It's not going to be like a two studio thing. Somebody's going to give somebody some art and they're going to go make that game.
Yeah.
I would say
It'll be
Intelligent
right.
Systems would most likely do it because
Yeah,
I mean
I
Alice
think so.
doesn't.
I mean,
Yeah, they do.
considering Atlas basically sat out this entire generation, I'm not very
Yeah,
confident.
pretty much.
I think it'll end up playing closer
Up
to
in and out.
Double Survivor. It'll be like a squad based.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for.
That's a title to be excited for and hope to see more at E3. You know, that's.
I'd rather Intelligence Systems make it.
I think they
like-
would. I think they'll be the ones that they'll do it. Yeah.
I think
Fire
I think that deal was in the works for a while though, because the main Persona guy kind of hinted at it like some months ago. He said there's going to be a surprising collaboration before Persona 5. So I think that's it.
Dude, yeah, I want to see Moe Lucifer. I don't know what you're talking about.
He was talking about Persona 4 Arena.
No, this was after that.
I know.
This is
That,
after that.
This was that.
that was a surprising collaboration as well. I want another.
That was
one.
cool. Yeah, so do I. That's
They're not
good.
going to call it Persona 4 Arena. They're
Persona
going to call
5
it
Arena.
Persona Arena. They're just going to
Arena.
call it. Yeah, they're just gonna
Arena.
call it-
Let's call it that old G
Or Persona 4 Arena 2 or Persona 4
Land
Arena.
No, I want them to expand all the Persona games. I want to play as Akihiko Persona 3 version.
Man, I don't know.
That
man.
would be amazing.
Arena is desperately.
Oh my gosh, so much sexiness, like sweating down Akihiko. Oh my goodness.
I'm grossed out.
Oh my gosh.
We had to chat about this earlier yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Weird conversations you guys have.
I know.
That's-
I love Akihiko. So awesome.
You do.
So good.
Oh god, he's a good character in the game too. He plays well.
He's voiced by an awesome character. He's voiced by an awesome voice actor. I mean, Lin O'Brien.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He is, but I mean, when I first played Persona 3 back in 2006,
6, I think.
7, I was like, yeah, that guy, he's like the best character in this entire game.
He's the only character that you really can like when you start it.
But yeah, I
like
mean, the
Junpei
other guy
much.
characters that you talk to, like Junpei, he sucks.
I like
He's
Junpei.
I don't
sort of
even-
an asshole.
I don't
He's
like
endearing.
the dialogue options that you have as the main character. I think they're terrible. It's just kind of be rude or be semi-rude to everyone.
Yeah, I didn't really like the main character in Persona 3.
Yeah, no, he's not that good. The female main character's pretty good though. She's pretty good.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
She's more upbeat, which is interesting
No,
because
the
that's kind
female
of
main character is automatically better because you can date Akihiko. That's the only reason why she's better.
You know, that's what I'm kind of thinking about Persona 5 is that what if they have it so that in the next game you choose between the male and female in the console version instead, you know?
You know the
Wouldn't that be
reason
kind
why
of cool?
Persona 3 had the portable one had dual characters because when they were making the original Persona 3, they meant to have dual characters.
That's Persona 4 Arena does the same thing too, it seems. Well, I'm sorry, they introduced a new female social link. I'm sorry, that's not another character you can play, but still.
Yeah.
The idea.
I think it's a foregone conclusion to say that they're going to have choosable, like, sex. And
Do you really?
I don't know. That
I
doesn't
think so.
seem.
I mean,
'cause
Wow,
they can't
I
focus
haven't
on the
heard that
story as much.
popularly. I haven't heard that a whole lot from people.
That's the first time I've actually heard
I
someone
would've-
mention that as a foregone conclusion.
What do
Yeah.
you think, David? What do you think, Aaron? Like, do you think, like, is it going to be given its
Back me up, guys. This is not.
I
very
have no idea.
I
Honestly.
think it could happen. I mean, I'd like to see it happen because, playing Persona 4, you're like, I'm dating a bunch of girls, and I
all the
like.
girls suck except for
Yeah. Didn't really take issue with that.
I wanted to date Eddie just to see what the hell
I mean,
would
as
happen.
a girl myself, I would have liked to have played as a male character, but that's just me.
They could at least thrown you guys a bone and give us Kanji.
Okay, whatever. I'm just not a
They're the worst. Such a flagrant, just.
Wait, what did you say?
All kinds of, just all at once. It's the worst person that you've ever met, and he's the main character of the story. So you don't even realize it. I have 4 girlfriends, right? Anyway.
All the girls in Persona 4 suck.
What?
Except for you.
Hey,
I mean, you're full of bad.
hey, Chie is awesome.
I
Wait,
hate
I
Chie.
didn't like
I hate
Chie.
except
Chie.
Naoto is awesome. I love Naoto.
Kanji's a better. Oh, okay, I forgot
What?
about Naoto.
Were you just gonna say Kanji's a better girl?
Yeah,
I was
Kanji's a better
gonna
girl
say
than
that.
Rise and Chie. I'm saying now.
I have consistently heard the opposite, that all the girls are good and that Yukiko is the worst. But I'm with you though. Yukiko's the best. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always date her.
Yeah.
I'll back that up. She's the best. Yeah.
Go
Treading
finish.
really awkward territories here.
Someone
Yeah,
else?
let's get back on track.
Anyways, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because because we can bridge it. Because
We can
Persona
bridge it.
5 is going to be
I don't know.
yes game.
Do you think Persona 5 will be on the Wii U?
No.
No.
Probably
No,
not.
I will make a bet. That,
I will eat a hat if it happens.
I'll eat a chocolate hat. I'm
I
not
would
a
love to
dedicated.
see it, but it's
There's a lot of
not.
confidence going
I
on
will eat
here.
a chocolate hat.
I don't know. Maybe it's like
Not
maybe
3DS.
Intelligent Systems helps them make the next Persona.
No.
No, you know
No.
they've been
I
working on
wouldn't
it
really
forever.
want that.
That'd be awesome, actually. A mini game.
I almost feel bad for Atlas because they have to live up to the hype of Persona 5 and having skipped an entire generation.
Yeah, but I
Well,
think
let's-
it's not quite at that level where it's like
Oh.
an unbelievable like impression. You know, it's not like a Final Fantasy game. It's like Persona is like, well, as long as you're improving the experience around. It's like Fire Emblem though. Like they came out of nowhere and completely shot the moon with that one. But
I think you underestimate how highly people think of Persona 4. I think realistically,
I don't think it's going to
at least for me, I don't expect to like it more than Persona 4.
Yeah, Persona 4 pretty much nailed it.
Everything.
yeah. Golden maybe.
The only thing that could have made Persona 4 Golden better was if you were a girl. That's the only
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but think of it though. Persona 4 Golden came out like, what was it like? It came out in 2008, 2012. So 4 years later, and they bought so much more content. So I guess for me, it's like I got a lot of faith that they'll produce a very good Persona 5 because they obviously.
But you have to remember,
It's an
Persona 4
excellent
Golden
game.
was a Vita game. Like it was
Yeah.
for a portable game, not.
I know,
for
but they
console.
added like a ton of content to what it was already a very content-filled game.
That bar is higher for consoles. Zach, come on, man.
Yeah, you're right, man.
I kind of bleed the line. It's like I think it's.
They Catherine also. So a lot of people, like visually, I think people are expecting something that looks like Catherine. Me, I like the way they do portraits. If they did portraits, I think I'd be fine with that because I like the way Persona 4 looks.
Well, they're not using Gamebryo for Persona 5 like they did with
they're
Catherine.
not, but they made Catherine so they can get used to the hardware and then make an engine afterwards. And I think the engine they're using is what's the Atelier games are on. So
Yeah.
if it doesn't kind of like that, it'll be weird if it looks more like Persona 4 than Catherine.
Video games look pretty beautiful.
Yeah, this is not coming out for the Nintendo. This is not coming out the Wii U. It's not coming out for the 3DS. Well,
No, yeah,
Yeah, it's not coming
Something Persona might
I
come out on the 3DS.
Yeah, I guess when it comes to like portable games versus consoles, it's like, you know, like I said, it bleeds the line for me. So I don't know.
maybe they'll call it Persona 3DS.
Persona 5 exclusive to the Vita, you know.
Okay, I
Go
guess
that
that
way.
joke was pretty lame.
Pull
I'm
a Shin Megami Tensei 4 on that. You know.
I'm excited for that one.
I am too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's the one-
excited. Sort of.
That's
like,
a big grab for Nintendo too. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like, I really don't
You're
like
just
the
mad it's
character
on
designs.
3DS.
No, like I'm not really a fan of the character designs, and that's like a huge thing for me. I know it sounds like super
I
shallow,
kind of agree
but
with that.
The main character has like the long hair, and people thought it was going to be like the first female lead character in those games.
I'm interested in the setting more than anything else.
I mean, there's a couple characters that have a decent design, but I don't know. Like,
The artist. Is it the artist? Like you're tired of those designs or something?
no,
And
I mean,
Sona-
the
I don't think
artist,
it's- I don't
the
think that-
artist is fine, but like I just don't
The
like
looks
the
of
main
the
character's
character.
design. It's not appealing to me, so.
It's
They
okay.
do look kind of morbid.
That's how I read mangas too. If the
Yeah,
art-
I do too. And like I said, it's super shallow, but like
Yeah.
I really like the main character design for Persona 4. Like he's awesome.
art
Yeah.
style is important.
He's got that gray hair that goes like right next to his eyes, and he looks good in like a long sleeve T-shirt.
No, I mean like even the Persona 3
I'm
main
talking
character
about.
looked awesome. Like he had that punk thing going for him, but like
He's got the headphones.
Yeah, he had headphones.
I want to buy. My friend bought those same headphones from Japan. It's just so stupid. Because apparently they exist. But anyway. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I think we're always
Nintendo?
coming back to this topic.
Yeah, we
Not-
are. Let's move on.
Are we supposed to be on Nintendo? Or?
20 minutes of talking about stuff other than
This is
Nintendo.
how this is actually an this is a what's it called allegory to like actual Nintendo press conference. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just verify. Anybody here own a Wii U?
I do.
You do?
I think
David?
only David does.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think nothing has changed since last podcast.
Like,
So
no.
So do you think there'd be something at E3 to convince you to buy a Wii U?
Super Luigi and Brothers U.
Me.
It's me, Luigi.
Well,
That was the best impression
I think
I've ever heard. You should be doing
they
that.
need more games like that X game that they're like
Yeah.
that they teased already, and who even knows when that's going to come out? But I think that game, and if they have more games that are like that game, then
What if they announced another game like X? Would you buy it if there was two of them?
If there are
Would I
3
buy
RPG
them?
titles,
Would you buy a Wii U if there were 2 games like that?
For me, there has to be at least 3 or 4,
Yeah.
maybe
There are
5.
X games. Oh god, bring back skateboarding. Anyway, sorry.
But I mean that and a price cut, because the price of the system is just way too high right now.
I think it's going to get a price cut. Or
I
at
don't
least
think it's going to get a price cut this year. I think it'll get a price cut early next year.
I think Nintendo already said they weren't going to do a price cut. So.
Yeah,
No,
they don't
they're
say
still
that.
losing money, so probably not. But I mean, those games like X isn't going to come out anytime soon. So I mean, in the worst situation, I could just buy the game and then hold on to it until they get the
You've
console.
done that before, haven't you?
All that
Bought a
pre-order
video game
bonuses,
before you
I
got
need
the
it
video.
now.
Yeah, I've done that before. I mean, it's not a bad idea. At least you know you have the game.
Yeah, and
You can
sometimes
wait
it
for the
comes
game
with
to go
cool
down in
bonuses.
price
It
either.
comes with cool bonuses if you buy it initially.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Xenoblade, you can't even find that game anymore. So I mean,
I was not expecting it to go out of print. I would have kept my copy. I gave it away to a friend.
Oh shit! Did I sell my copy?
I also gave away
$1,000.
Surprise!
my
JRPGs are kind of hard to get of after.
I mean,
a
I
while.
could have told you that game was going to go away because the only retailer that had it was GameStop, and
Yeah.
they didn't get that many.
Right.
So.
Well, here's my second mistake. I also gave away my copy of Metroid Prime Trilogy. So
Oh my god, that's so.
the thing is, I still have the case, the steelbook case, the badass part, and the super thick manual. I have that shit, so it's all good.
That's not going to get you hundreds of dollars. So.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to go out of print either. It's just.
Yeah,
that's JRPGs, man. How long have you been playing JRPGs to know? Hey, it's kind of hard to get those after a few months.
Even the Tales of Vesperia, the limited edition for the 360, that goes for quite a bit as well. Like
limited edition, right there. Yeah. It's like that Demon Souls, like the special edition they had, whatever it was, that became really expensive on eBay after a little bit.
Did it really?
I think so. Just for a little while. I don't think
it was for like the first
Souls
2
one
months.
or the Dark Souls one?
it was the Dark. Was it which is the one that had the limited like special edition thing?
They both did.
Yeah, I think it was the Demon Souls.
I'm pretty sure it was Demon Souls.
Demon Souls had the big one. I think it was much more important for the Demon Souls, and then Dark Souls. Like,
oh, right, because they had like the strategy guide thing to it.
Yeah, like the special
Yeah.
book. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I think there has to be at least 3 Wii U games for me to buy it.
Yeah.
Three Wii U games I really, really want. Like, Pikmin isn't doing it for me, and Wonderful 1 is not doing it for me. Like, I need a really like, I'm not saying those are bad games, but I need, like, a really compelling, deep
They're not games for you.
experience.
They're not games for you. Is what
Well, I
You know
love
what?
action
I actually hate when people say that. They're not for you. Well,
It's not for you. Who cares what you think?
how do you
I
know
love
it's not
action
for me?
games.
You
I
know, like how do you know I might not like that game?
It's
You
true.
know.
Might find appeal in it.
Sonic Lost Worlds.
You know, I'm actually
Yeah.
that looks pretty good.
Yeah, that game looks good, but like Simon's saying, there has to be more than just like a handful of games.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy a Wii for Sonic Colors, and that game looked awesome. So I don't.
I need 3 games
was
that I
a good
really,
game.
really want, or 10 games that I sort of want.
Wow.
There's a
That's
mathematical equation somewhere in my brain.
I was gonna say like 10 games. Like wow, you won't even find time to play all those games
Yeah,
anyway.
My rule is generally 5.
I think for me it's like I want a really good tactical RPG because that's what I know for Wii U. Because it's like, well, you know, there could be an RPG that comes out for the Wii U, but there could be another really good one that comes out like on the PlayStation or Microsoft console. It's like, well, it sucks I won't be able to play that, but I got this one over here. When it comes to like, if it's like a tactical RPG, like if there's Advance Wars for the Wii U or that new Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem game. That's what I know. It's like, well, I bought a Wii U because, man, it can play very well using the technology in the Wii U. So
The ultimate crossover tactics game. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Shin Megami Tensei, Fire Emblem, and Advance Wars. Let's do this.
Just Super Robot Wars kind of shit. Just like bring them all in. I mean, my brain's starting to melt just thinking about that right now. So.
That's the thing. The Wii U is pretty much made for RPGs. It just hopefully they'll come.
Yeah, it's true. It's also like how much faith that Nintendo can convey that they have going forward in their system after E3. It's like it's just like with the Vita, it came out and people kind of like,
any IP they own, they can make into RPGs. Any IP
Mario
they own.
RPG 2.
Yeah.
Bring out Super Mario RPG 2.
Kid Icarus RPG.
What if Square Enix teamed up with them again? That'd be kind of
I want that.
I want that. That'd be really
Square Enix's teams are a little spread thin right now. I don't think they can do it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're expanding though.
Yeah,
but I mean,
they could divvy up some people to kind of help them out, like work with them on the side. It's not like Nintendo doesn't have experience with RPGs either, but they could assist. But anyway.
I mean, that's what they kind of wanted to do, right?
Basically, RPGs. There's only like 2 RPGs that they've announced really so far for that.
Yeah.
Like, for the Nintendo console. Going forward, anyway. I mean, before, what did they have? Like, cheap version of Mass Effect 3 that didn't. They lost out on like the final DLC anyway. So it's like, well, that was butchered.
Yeah.
And then they got X, and then they got that Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem game. That's about it. So yeah, for people who really enjoy RPGs like us, yeah, it's not enough there just now anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe some some eShop games. I mean, with all the indies they're trying.
eShop.
There was some good eShop like that. What was that? Speaking of Square Enix, that what was that tower game?
All the Bravest.
That's not what I was
I know, it's not that.
That Wii game, like the one where like they released those
Crystal
2 games
Defenders?
where
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
Defenders?
No, that's not it at all. That's
is it it's the one the Dark Crystal?
Yeah,
something
Crystal was
balls.
David Bowie in it.
David Bowie. I don't know the name. It has those words in it though.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I completely blanking on the name, but yeah, it's they had that one where it's like you build the town and then you send people off to the quest.
Something Life of a King or something.
Yeah,
a sequel to that.
Well,
or spiritual successor to that. The Tower Defense.
The Life of a King is completely. Well, that was a really good game too. Anyway, we're going really off. No one else is so let's just move on.
Sorry, guys.
Really terrible with the names. All right. Well, let's talk about Sony now for their E3 press conference.
Woo-hoo.
So it's been many months since we last.
It's been decades.
Many months since we last heard. Yeah, it's been decades since. It's been centuries since we last heard anything about the PlayStation 4. So now we're going into E3, where of course they're going to show off the look of their console. Hopefully, I mean,
yes, that's the biggest.
I think that's
the biggest
a given.
reveal.
It's a given, but it's like come on now.
They were already teasing it, so.
Yeah. Oh, it's true. They did release that video of the blurry box. It's going to be Square.
I want to.
Surprise! It's a black box.
It's a spear.
Watch it like when they reveal it, kind of morph itself into a ball. And then
I hope it's a ball.
Spear.
I want it to be a ball. Just be funny.
It's sinking into the ground. It just looks funny. It's like those weird concept artists do. Anyway, so now we got that. We got an idea of some of the games that are going to be revealed, but that their PlayStation meeting that they did in February, obviously they didn't really want to focus too much on the games because just like Microsoft, they were saving it for E3. Then you got Gamescom and Tokyo Game Show coming. Well, Sony's got Tokyo Game Show coming up. I don't know about Microsoft though. So, what are you guys hoping for coming out of E3? What kind of questions do you still need for Sony to answer for you to convince yourself to buy a PlayStation 4?
Oh, they already have me buy it. It's called 3 words, son. Final Fantasy 15.
I think most people on this chat were probably going to buy one anyway, but yeah, they're going to have a lot of Japanese support out the gate this time. So they've got
Sony
my money.
has me sold.
I mean, they need 5 games for me to buy it day one, and
I need 10 games that are kind of
5
ones.
Damn, dude, your expectations are high.
I said 5 games for all the consoles. That's my rule of thumb.
Wait. So you want 5 PS4 games?
He wants 5 games per console from them.
That is crazy
for me to
launch.
justify a purchase, I need either 5 games that are already out.
So when you bought the Wii U, how many games did you buy with it?
That's different because I'm a Nintendo fanboy.
No, you see that amusement park game that they put out. They had like 5 mini games or something.
Yeah, that counts. That had like 12 games.
It works out. 12 games.
For launch, there needs
Several
to be
games.
at least 3 for me for launch, and even I think 3 is high for launch.
Yeah, I mean, I already know I want Watch Dogs.
I mean, there are games that
Are you really gonna get Watch Dogs?
I want Watch Dogs. I want Drive Club. I want Killzone. I'm so pumped. But I think the one I'm most afraid of is that it's going to be like beta, where it's like we're going to have the most exciting launch lineup ever, and then like 5 months later, it's like, sorry guys.
Do you really think Sony's going to screw up that hard?
Yeah, they've done it before.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. Do you think Sony's gonna really screw up that hard? Okay, actually, PS3. Okay,
yeah, I bought a PS3 at launch, so
I think even if there's a drought, if there are 3 games that I really want for the PS4 and they're like really like meaningful RPG experiences, I won't care. And they are technically already have 2 of them down because they have Witcher 3, then B, they have a new Final Fantasy game coming out, and I'll buy it.
Yeah, Witcher 3. They have Watch Dogs though. That's an RPG, right, guys?
No, Zach, that is not an RPG.
No, that is not an RPG. I'm gonna buy that for the PC instead, but I am excited for Watch Dogs as well.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could buy it for the PC, but I don't know. I just want to play it on my
video card. Yeah.
You are so lazy.
I know.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Fine.
And plus, it's Ubisoft, so they're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna delay the PC version by 6 months.
Oh crap! I forgot about that. I don't think I can do that. You're right. I'm gonna buy it for the PS4.
Yeah.
I think it's for me for Sony's press conference at E3. Some of the things that I need them to answer for obviously is their policy decisions regarding the used game stuff, and also also what they plan on doing, because they were talking about how there's going to be like tiers for the pricing model for their online services. So I hope they don't go the paywall route that Microsoft went with Xbox Live way back. I hope that they continue to offer some services for free, like the online multiplayer, because I don't want anything to get in the way of that. Because I think that was.
I don't think they're going to charge for online, and I don't think they're going to region lock it, just based on what I've heard.
Yeah.
They really can't at this point without facing a huge backlash, and they don't want that.
I don't think PlayStation Plus will actually be available for the PS4 initially.
No,
I think it'll be available.
They already have plans.
They already said that they are. So.
Oh,
yeah, they already said
so
they're
going to offer free games right out of the bat?
They didn't say anything about the instant game collection, but that's the most popular thing. So they'll probably do it for like indie stuff first off, and then move to the consoles.
Okay, that's what I meant when I said PlayStation. Like they're not going to have free games off the bat, like console games, obviously.
Well, you never know. They could be very generous like that.
Oh yeah, they'll give out a free copy of Watch Dogs to everyone.
Sony first party stuff would be likely, but yeah, they'll give out.
They've actually given away a ton of third party stuff on the PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was that?
Too?
Maybe they'll give out that.
Party.
Was that Primal Carnage, whatever it is, that crazy first person dinosaur game that they said they're going to have exclusively on? You guys probably don't know anything I'm talking about, do you?
Primal Carnage? Isn't that the? Oh no, I'm thinking of Dino Crisis. Never mind.
Yeah, this is a recent game that came out where it's like you could play as either humans or dinosaurs, and it's like a Team Fortress kind of style where you do deathmatch and stuff like that. Apparently, they're going to release it on the PlayStation 4, where it's going to be like story, much bigger story-driven type of thing. So it's like dinosaurs with stories. We all got stories to tell.
Nice.
Everyone has 2 titles they're looking forward to that we want to see them return in this conference, right? Like 2 long awaited titles.
God, I just want to cut out of the way.
Aside from Final Fantasy?
Chrono Break.
No.
I want Chrono Break.
Yeah. I'll be with you, David.
Guardian?
These guys, whatever.
Yeah, I really hope they show Last Guardian. I
because
if
it's not if it's not here this year, it's dead. If it's not here,
it's not dead. It's not dead.
Back in February, Yoshida, he was all like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it right now. It's just not the right time to show it. I think that was like the biggest giveaway that they've moved it to the PS4.
Well, also, Fumito Ueda, like a week before the PlayStation meeting, he updated his blog saying, yeah, I'm still working on it. So it's I mean, obviously we all thought that they were going to show something at the meeting.
I think they're going to show it, but I don't think it's going to come out this year, obviously. I think they'll show it and it'll come out next year.
Next spring might be a good time.
I could see it being a 2014 title, sure.
In 2014. Yeah, I don't care. I really, really want. That's like Shadow of the Colossus is my favorite game of all time. So Last Guardian is like the next pinnacle for me that I'm really looking forward to.
I'm not excited to play. I just want this game to be out, so we just all shut up about it now. That's it. That's all I
talk about it. It is.
You're nice.
I just want this chapter of our gaming life to be closed forever. Sort of like 13. I just want that chapter of our gaming life to be ended.
Oh my god!
When we think about games that have been dominating the dialogue between people on like particular gaming forums, it's Last Guardian. That's the game.
You have to admit though,
not versus 13 or anything like that. It's Last Guardian, right?
Last Guardian has gotten a lot of.
No one's talked about Last Guardian in months, though. Come on.
But it gets the most. I think it's right next to Versus 13.
Good reason.
It is.
Good
it
reason.
is. I mean,
every single time it pops up.
I mean, the original trailer back in 2009. I thought it was. I mean, it looked really good.
So emotional. I love that. Well, they showed it off in 2011. Like they even had like those tech demos, and they had.
And you know what? I remember like when it leaked out, like a month before E3. I was like, no.
Yeah.
They had the picture of the well.
They're doing this again. Again? Why are they doing this to us?
I want it so bad, though. I want Last Guardian so bad.
I don't think the Last Guardian.
It's weird. It's kind of crazy how you could correlate a lot of what happened to Last Guardian with like how Versus has been going. Though it's like, well, you got this group that it was announced way too early. And, they popped in here and then showing off new content. And then it just went away. And, no, it's still around, guys. It's still around. We're still working on it. We can't show anything, but we're still working on it. It's crazy how, like, two of the biggest games got announced, like, so early in the generation, never been, most likely not to be released on the PlayStation 3, you know? It's weird how you can really line those things up like that.
It's crazy.
I don't think that ever happened in the last generation.
It's on
Duke Nukem Forever?
That was PC, like, 90s, though. That's
true, yeah.
That's not console related, though.
I don't think Last Guardian
Talk
will
about Prey.
be as
Prey
good
was
as
like that.
Shadow of the Colossus, and I don't expect it to live up to the hype either.
I guess Eternal Darkness did that too. And Two Human did it too. But anyway, yeah. Last Guardian, I think it's still okay. I think Versus 13 is the one that's people been.
You mean Final Fantasy 15?
15. Dude, it's gonna say Final Fantasy. It's gonna say Final Fantasy's Versus 13. And that X in the beginning crap,
15.
It's gonna switch into the freaking 15. That's what's gonna happen.
Or they'll just like show the Final Fantasy at first, and then the 15 will come in.
They're gonna like put Versus. What do you think they're gonna reveal it as? Like they're gonna put Versus, then go smush the letters together to make a V.
I just think that's a creative way of doing it, saying, "Hey, we changed it from Final Fantasy Versus 13 to Final Fantasy 15."
Creative? I don't know if you call it creative. I don't know if that's the word I'd use. I'd say, hey, everyone pretty much knows it's going to be it, so let's just go ahead and announce it. So it's almost like you guys
think
could
the
be
folks at NBC News and like all this crap, or do you think they're going to know that? I guess if they send out a PR letter, I guess they'll know it. Whatever.
So many people are expecting it to be announced that if they don't announce it, I just can't wait to see like the reaction. Like, how disappointed are people going to be? It's like, no, it's still Versus.
That'd be amazing.
I think the biggest megaton will be if there's 15 and Versus 13. That'll be the biggest megaton.
We already know that's not the case.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Hello, everyone. We're going to announce 3 games at the C3. We're going to announce Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, we already know it's one of the same.
We're going to announce Agito 15.
All the signs point to Versus 13 being 15.
I mean, they leaked it on that website. It's pretty obvious. I mean, if you still are in denial, I'm so sorry for you.
It's as obvious as that Symphonia HD remaster.
Exactly.
I don't know why people thought it wasn't going to happen. It was like Xillia 2 announcement. No, it doesn't make sense.
I just like the fact like a couple of days before, it's like, you guys shouldn't like leak this stuff out because, we don't want it to, and then they go ahead and announce it anyway. Like, well, okay, I guess.
Whatever.
Yeah. Sucks. It sucks. People talked about. I just find it weird that that's the direction they had. Was like, well, I wish you guys wouldn't leak that stuff out, but we're working on it, so it's okay.
I think even if there's a bigger megaton at any of the press conferences, I don't think it'll top my excitement for Final Fantasy 15.
What if 15 and Last Guardian launch titles?
I will eat a chocolate hat that it's not going to happen.
When do we think 15's going to release anyway.
It's definitely not a launch title. My
summer
guess
2014 earliest.
Sometime in 2014, probably toward the end of the year.
When was Final Fantasy?
You think it's going to be the end of the year at the earliest, or you think that's the ideal time?
That's the ideal time because they're going to want to capitalize on, like holiday sales and all that.
Makes sense.
I actually won't be surprised if it comes out roughly the same time as 13 did, because 13 came out like first week of December, right? If I recall. Right?
So, Final Fantasy 15, Agnes Philosophy is also going to be a title.
Okay, that's a freaking tech demo. They said they were going to do something with it.
I know.
People need to stop bringing that up because
it's a tech demo.
It's getting onto the level of the Final Fantasy 7 tech demo, like that sort of ridiculous.
Final Fantasy 7 HD, launch title.
That people kept pushing for years, and it was never going to happen.
And then people bring up saying like, they said they're going to do with an Agnes. They're going to do something with the Agnes Philosophy. Yeah, you know what they're going to do with it? They're going to show a second tech demo of Agnes Philosophy with different stuff, probably.
Yeah,
they're going to actually announce a game that uses that engine, not just here's another tech demo.
Hey, that's how we know Microsoft failed at their conference because they didn't have the Agnes Philosophy demo. So
that's true.
Run on the Xbox.
I want to punch Sony for having
Xbox Scoot. You can't run Agnes Philosophy. They couldn't show it. So
that'll be the tagline.
Cannot run PlayStation 4 better than Xbox One. Cannot run that Agnes Philosophy demo. Can't
on
be
the
shown.
subject of Final Fantasy 15, let's talk about like the rumors that were going around about like 15 being an exclusive to the PlayStation 4.
They said, I think that's Sony working with them on it or something.
Yeah.
That's just a rumor, though. I don't believe it.
I buy it.
I think it could happen because
I think it could happen.
I mean, look at what happened to Square this generation. They kind of ignored Sony for a while, and they fell flat on their face.
Then again, Square Enix could really use the money on a second console, though. You think?
I think.
Well, not really, because if you think about it, most of the sales for Final Fantasy 13 were on PS3 anyway, and most of that fan base is going to be on PlayStation. So the extra audience they were trying to go for by putting it on the Xbox just didn't really happen for them.
It was a 2-to-1 ratio in sales, but like in honesty speaking, like multi-platform is the choice for like any game sort of nowadays. It's just I don't think it would help Square Enix that.
Right, and
but it's on the PlayStation 4 if you want it though, but if you like it, it's also on the Xbox One. So.
Well, the thing about that game too is they really if it was an exclusive, people would pay more attention to it, and that could boost it because let's be honest here, Final Fantasy as a series right now is not in everyone's best interest. They need that extra boost by having a console maker push that game and push it for their system.
Yeah, brand recognition is more important.
And this is a better way of securing exclusive because normally you would pay off money to the developer to keep a game exclusive. If Sony is directly involved in the development of it, this is a better way to secure that exclusive, and it's the only way it won't be a multi-platform game.
We're announcing our new Final Fantasy game, All the Bravest HD for the PlayStation 4.
No, with 15 versus whatever, it's been in development for a long time, so it would not surprise me if they had gotten help. If Sony stepped in and said, "Hey, we'll help you on this game, but
stop screwing around, you idiots! Put it out."
Nomura, get back to your seat. Get off that.
I think that all the rumors, we've seen so many different rumors, and there's definitely some that are, sprinkled in some sort of truth. Rumors just most rumors don't originate and they don't repeat themselves unless they have some sort of legit backing somewhere.
Yeah, and most rumors when they come out, not all the rumors are true. It has lies around it to throw people off.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So like
that fragrance of that fashion designer or whatever it was.
Well, those two things are not rumors.
Yeah, those are
they happened,
changes.
But it's the fashion one where they changed the name from Versus to 15.
That
was a typo.
That was not a typo. You cannot tell me that was not a typo.
Those 2 letters versus the 6 in Versus really hard.
Maybe if they said it was Final Fantasy 27 or something stupid like that. Maybe if it was it was so far fetched.
PlayStation 9 on the PlayStation 9. That's what.
If it was so far fetched, but I think all signs point to it.
It really does, and at this point they have to. They cannot call it Versus 13 because nobody.
Well, they can call it Versus. They just can't call it 13.
No, they can't call it Versus either.
Final Fantasy Versus Beatdown 2.
People will think it's a fighting game. So you have
the bouncer.
that most, like, people who don't read message boards or, browse the internet that often, they're not going to know.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot.
But if they see a number, that is going to be, like, the biggest marketing thing for the title.
Well, I meant that, like, the verses part wasn't tainted. The 13th part was.
I think Versus was a god-awful name in the first place, but that's just me. I think it's a terrible name that breeds the wrong
the concept
idea.
was interesting because, like, originally back in 2006, they wanted to have two different takes on what Final Fantasy
Yeah, and one was contrary to the other.
This is 13. This is Versus 13. Tentative title.
And obviously that didn't play out very well.
You have to, like, read into it, too.
They completed the entire 13
I
see.
before. You just said that. I did not get that until you just said it. That's the first time I thought, like, oh, yeah, now I get it. All this time, all I can think is fighting it. Yeah, serious.
Oh my god.
Wow,
I did not get that at all.
That was why it was called Verse. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you just said. No, now got it. That's how slow I am at this, but
no, we said this previously to you before.
I've never paid attention to you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, whatever.
All this time, it's like earpiece too.
This like a lot, like
yeah,
even in my articles. Like, come on.
Like when I'm arguing on NeoGAF, saying like why it's gonna be called, why people were calling it Versus, like I specifically bring it up. Like there's the design philosophy behind the name.
Swear to God, first time I heard that, I was thinking it was going to be a fighting game. Because I was like, oh, Versus 13. It's going to be a bunch of Final Fantasy 13 characters fighting each other. Which would be kind of cool, but,
We already have that. It's called Dissidia. And they really need to make a HD version of Dissidia. Like,
they don't really need to.
Bank money on that.
They do, but...
It's ear geese. They already kind of got it. They just
it doesn't help that some of those, like, some of the main staff that worked on those games are not even at Square anymore, so...
Really disappointing. Dissidia is one of the best stuff.
They really dropped the ball on that, I think.
Yeah. Like, even if they were to dedicate an entire HD version, they should have remastered, like, Duodecim and put that...
Port it to the Vita.
Yeah, port it
to the PS3.
Yeah, port it to the PS3, because, like, I want to play that game on multiplayer. Like, that game is fun playing against computers, but can you imagine, like, how much more fun it would be if you played with an actual human?
Ad hoc multiplayer.
Okay, ad hoc multiplayer sucks.
Ad hoc party, whatever.
Ad hoc party sucks, too. Ad hoc in general sucks, so.
Yeah.
Hey, that's old school, though. Monster Hunter
stuff. Square was so late to the HD remaster bandwagon. Like, they could have done...
So many of those games we missed out on, too.
Like, Crisis Core, and they didn't, like... It took them 2 years to get on Final Fantasy X HD, which they announced in 2011.
Which it still looks good. It's just, not timely. It's just not timely.
Right, exactly. And, like, Kingdom Hearts HD is fantastic, but again, it's
not timely. And we would have rather had Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's not going to come anytime soon either.
Kingdom Hearts 3? Oh,
yeah,
you never
that's
know.
not going to come anytime soon.
I think.
All this time, that's what Tetsuya Nomura, that's why he hasn't been working on Versus. He's been making the next Kingdom Hearts game.
Well.
Of course, and the next 6 of them, too.
The thing about that is, I think it's pretty obvious that even though the main Kingdom Hearts team has been working on Versus, and...
There's another team. They've been working on it simultaneously.
There is another team that has been working on the
Daisuke is writing up the new one.
If they didn't, that would be insane. Like, can you imagine how enraged people will be?
I think people are mad already, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think you need to put any justification on top of it either. The people are just pissed off.
You can only get so mad before you just stop caring, which a lot of people are.
No, we did.
I already stopped caring.
A lot of people did. Like, they had so much profit to be made off of Kingdom Hearts 3, and they just dropped the ball.
Yeah, squandered the whole series.
Yeah, I mean, if there's,
what can they do? What can they do with Kingdom Hearts
now? Looking at how they dropped the ball on both Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy this generation, it is staggering. Like, I can't think of any other IP that went from huge selling to, nothing. Like, I mean,
Guitar
obviously...
Hero?
It was their final
maybe.
Well, yeah. Guitar Hero, but that was more of a fad than anything.
Yeah, it's true.
And they kept releasing the yearly. That didn't help either.
But yeah, they kept pumping out all those spin-offs and sequels, and people just got burned out. And there was 10 different music games where you needed 10 different plastic instruments, and yeah.
Which costed a fortune, even though they were plastic.
Right, exactly. And then they would break, and then you would be out of luck.
And you got 10 guitar controllers sitting in the corner. It's like, well, I should throw these away. It's not really. They're really hard to get rid of. So, yeah.
I think Square's coming back. I think I think it'll be.
What if they dropped everything and said, "Hey, we're going to create a new series, and then we're going to put our weight behind that"? Do you think they do that?
I don't think they would do it.
Not right now.
Not now.
Do you think they do it soon?
Do that now.
No, I don't. No.
Maybe 5 years from now.
Kingdom Hearts not going to do so well. They're like, well, let's create another pillar series. Maybe if they don't go to Final Fantasy.
You know what? At this point, they need to fix their current pillars before they make a new one.
Yeah.
Maybe repair some of the old ones.
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting on so many IPs: Star Ocean, Valkyrie Profile, Chrono, Saga.
Tactics. I love Tactics.
I mean, it's so like looking at the stuff that they used to make and then looking at them now, it's so depressing. Like,
oh yeah, Summer of Adventure. Anyone remember
Triace
that?
is their bitch, so I mean.
But it's the thing is that the great thing about the PlayStation 1 and 2 is that they invested in all these new IPs, but based on everything that we've been hearing recently, it doesn't sound like we're going to get that.
It seems like they're not working on anything at this point.
It sounds like they're not really going to focus
Final Fantasy
much on
14, and that's it.
You know, I'm excited for
Background?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Welcome back. All right. So, yeah. What were we going to say, David?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, who said something?
2014 is an interesting case because that's this upcoming the remaining 8 months is going to be really interesting because we know 14 is coming out in August. Kingdom Hearts is coming out the month after that. I'm pretty sure 10HD is coming out the month after that as well.
Wait, Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, 1.5 is coming out September, dude.
Oh, sorry. Just like you said, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
I'm not thinking of like I was thinking like a brand new one.
So yeah,
what?
they're actually pretty well set for the remaining of this year.
2.5 in 2014.
For the remaining of this year, they're pretty well set actually. It's everything after that I'm sort of worried.
Well, it's not like everything they have to announce has to come out.
Oh yeah, I also
this year.
forgot Lightning Returns also comes out this year. So I mean like forgot.
Yeah.
14, 1.5, 10, and that's 4 games this year, right? So if they have 4 games coming out this year, what the hell do they have except
Bravely
for
Default?
That's a Nintendo game. It's not a Square Enix game.
Yeah, they're.
I don't know why people keep saying that. It's a Nintendo game. It's not a Square Enix published game.
Settle down, Simon. It's okay.
You're a Nintendo game.
You're a Nintendo. Whoa. Hold on.
Well, I wasn't mad. I was just.
Think something and then they just run with it.
Yeah. So what do they have other than 15 for next year?
Thief.
They don't have anything, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
They do have Thief,
tied
yeah.
up.
Oh, okay. I meant on the Japanese side is what I'm saying.
Oh, on the Japanese side, they got nothing then. Yeah.
They have nothing besides 15, so they have like really hard time ahead right now.
Oh yeah. They just.
I got that. That's all I got.
You know, they still
14.
need to announce Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5.
They're gonna do that at TGS, and that'll probably come out sometime
Next year.
next year.
No, just
Yeah. Okay, so even if you have 2.5 and 15, what else do they have?
Social games. They got
Thief,
handheld games coming
they
out.
have Thief.
That's it, right?
They have that murdered game.
That's true.
They
they got Thief coming out.
have.
Last Remnant 2 coming out, right? They have Last Remnant coming out for the PS3.
They got
right?
those. They have those other. That MMO that what we thought was Star Ocean was not, but that already came out.
I really want them to go back to Star Ocean. They sort of we keep saying drop the ball. They sort of dropped the ball on Star Ocean 4 by really.
Shindo doing?
Trice is being 13's bitch. That's what it is. That's 13-2's bitch, sorry.
Yeah, but you know they've got to put their focus on something big too. You know, it's like they still Star Ocean still got like legs on it. You know, for me.
I thought it was really interesting that they came out openly and said, what was it? They said we're not making Valkyria Profile. We're not making Star Ocean.
Valkyria Profile. Don't say Valkyria Profile. I get my
Valkyria Sorry. Well,
awesome.
Well, the problem is the other series is so much better. So obviously I'm gonna Yeah, they said we're not making Valkyrie Profile. We're not making Star Ocean, right? And then another series, right? Saga.
Yeah, you're right.
So
they said
that's interesting that they would just like shelve like
do
3
they say
IPs.
no mana?
I don't think so.
Children of Mana 2, baby. Woo-hoo.
They might have. It was a couple. It was a couple that came with the financial stuff where it was like we're not.
They didn't
actively
say no
making
Chrono.
any of these.
But a Seiken Densetsu 5, please.
I think Mana actually would be a really good IP for mobile.
They just put out a social game.
Yeah, it would.
Sort of the Sucro Mana, whatever it's called.
Oh, did they? I don't pay.
Yeah, it came out like a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, and didn't they rumor? Well, at least nearly.
Card game.
World Ends With You too for possibly iOS.
Yep.
I know.
Okay.
Oh man, that's not how those.
They released that Bravely
happen.
Default social game. Came out.
They're making
Browser.
console games for mobile now.
Well,
At the
if
same
you,
time,
if you
don't
talk to some
care.
people, mobile's gonna be able to play console quality games in the next 2 or 3 years.
I'm not too bummed out about that, as long as it's good.
I just want buttons.
How has this
Me too.
happened to
Yeah,
Square
me too.
Enix?
Look
What
at
is going on?
It's new world, man. New world. Can't
Yep.
invest hundreds of millions of dollars like they
My
used to.
beloved developer has gone into the shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, I think they got plenty of good talent still there. Final Fantasy Realm Reborn looks really exciting. So
I'm excited for it as well. Wait, actually, on the topic of that, like, since we're talking about 14's an MMO.
we're not talking about E3 anymore, are we?
No, like, let's talk about, like, well, this is, like, not E3, but I think it's still extremely relevant, is Titan being, like, scrapped, and then they said delayed till 2016?
yeah.
Oh, they're going back.
Yeah, they're going back to the drawing board? Dude.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
That, you know what that tells me? That tells me that they actually were going to try to go ahead and go forward with something heavily reliant on a subscription-based model, and they're only just probably something very similar to WoW. Like, really by the numbers. Because the problem with them is that Blizzard doesn't have the luxury of saying, we can do WoW but do it better, because everyone else is already trying to copy WoW. So they just straight up can't do WoW. So they were probably designing something like that, and then they probably had a subscription model, and now they're realizing we can't do subscriptions just off our name alone, because that's just not how the industry is shaken out, and we can't just do WoW but better. It can't be like the Call of Duty guys. We have to actually do something different, because WoW is not going to hold.
Call of Duty's gotten a lot better, by the way, guys. But anyway, yeah,
Call of Duty has gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I think there's
as a comparison.
Yeah, it's probably more that they see. I think it's more about not so much the subscription stuff. I think it's more that they see the state of the MMO and they're thinking we really need to deliver something really strong. Whether that's free to play, whether that's subscription. I think it's more about the experience. I think
there was something critical to the game design, and they're like, oh,
because you can't just go back and make small changes and hope to get it done like in a year.
Yeah,
that's
was a really
core
critical
game.
Flaw.
Yeah.
If it was like a core game aspect and there was a critical flaw that just won't work right now, they're like, oh.
Yeah, MMOs take like 6, 7, 8 years to make it at all.
Which is what worries me. What did they realize, and why did they realize it now rather than earlier? Like,
yeah, because Elder Scrolls Online was started development around the time that Oblivion was coming out. So
yeah, so what was it? Because this game has been in development since Burning Crusade, the end of Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
So that's a long time.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, it's like they still got millions of people playing World of Warcraft. They can still go off of that money and make it something in 2000.
If you're an Activision executive, are you going to be happy about
Activision is everyone's trying to sell itself off at this point. So it's not like nobody wants to buy.
Are you going to be happy that your game has gone back to the drawing board after half a decade?
Somebody said that Kotick would probably not be happy about that, but I mean, it's Blizzard though. Like, I think they know. I mean, I think they understand this is kind of how they work. They do scrap stuff.
Activision doesn't own Blizzard though. It's like, what is it like? Is it Take-Two or Vivendi or something?
It's a partnership.
Yeah, it's like Vivendi or something. I don't know who owns them, but like Take-Two. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it's.
You can't say Mark Morheim is happy with
Activision Blizzard, and they're trying to sell them.
Oh yeah, that's right. But I think they'll keep Blizzard. It's Activision they want to sell off because no one wants them. So.
I don't know. Like Blizzard's only successful dev team is StarCraft right now. Like,
yeah, that wouldn't be smart, I don't think, to try to sell Activision and not keep Blizzard, because the thing about Activision is Activision puts out games on an annual basis that always profit.
Yeah, but it's also that they're a huge liability at the same time. I think I remember hearing something about it.
They're really smart businessmen in that company. They're making this work. Like,
yeah, but no one wants to buy them.
They are a liability in the sense that the bottom is falling out of AAA, and I think scared that like one year, what if no one wants Call of Duty anymore, and then all of a sudden Activision is worth nothing.
Exactly. It's too big to fail. It's like their asking price is too high, so they're trying to get rid of them because it's like, well, they know this is going to lead down some really dark roads.
The bottom could just fall out at any minute.
Yeah, and it could be huge.
I mean, Ghosts could come out this year and bomb. They don't know that won't happen. So.
Well, that's why they're banking.
I don't know. I don't know about Ghosts, but it definitely.
Wait. Are they banking on Destiny? I don't know.
That's their huge. They've been working on that for a while, and that's their huge major project.
That is them trying to find out another IP for that to play other hat on.
Bungie's banking on it because it's their game, so I guess so. I guess
developer always does, but the publisher is the one investing all that money in the marketing, and they're going out there and all that stuff. So they're resting everything on that one too.
I hope they don't have Tomb Raider expectations for Destiny, because I could see that having a sort of a slow start with like the Halo faithful.
It is Activision; they could go nuts over
that. I don't know. You know,
yeah.
the nature of Destiny, it's not like, things need to be in line for you to be able to get Destiny and play it, so it's not like they can push it to 10-year-olds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
it's like on every major platform though, except for the Wii U, but that's so it's gonna be on like the Xbox and the PC. I think it's even gonna be on is it gonna be on mobile or something like that?
No, it's not gonna be on PC either. They said it might come to PC later on, and that leaked document they had said the sequel would be on PC.
Oh, okay.
From some years ago, yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I feel like I hope they're not expecting to do like 10 million first year, because I could see it doing like 3 to 4 with the hardcore Halo fans that don't like 343 and are going to come over and cross over to do Bungie's title. I could see that happening, and then it kind of growing to that. But I hope they don't think it's going to be doing like Battlefield-esque numbers.
Yeah, Halo still has a lot of strength behind it.
Halo 4 is best-selling Halo game, so yeah,
it's crazy.
It's a notable showing.
Nuts. Anyway, let's talk about E3 again. All right, so now that we got all this stuff out of the way, man, we really spent a lot of time talking about tangents. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, what are those games that you guys, even if you have to go to dream aspirations, what would you love to see at this year's E3, at least at the show?
That we haven't already mentioned, right? Third-party stuff?
It could be anything, yeah.
Anything?
Let's focus on RPGs, though, but yeah, anything.
Dark Souls 2, that's all I care about.
It's
what
gonna
if
be
what if they showed Demon Souls 2?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Why would they? I'd have to meet that with question marks. I don't know.
I don't think they would do it, but that'd be
maybe
pretty
I
cool.
don't keep on top of these things, but what's the difference between Demon Souls and Dark Souls that I would care?
One of them
is owned by Sony.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that it?
I actually wouldn't surprise me if Sony does it out of sheer competition for Dark Souls.
That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, I would waffle so hard. I would eat a chocolate hat if they announced Demon Souls 2.
Chocolate hat.
Just throw it
Not
up.
dedicated as Aaron to eat a real hat. I will eat a chocolate hat.
Keep saying that. It sounds delicious, and I want to be involved on that. But
yeah, me too. You know what I want to see? Skies of Arcadia sequel.
Oh, that'd be so good.
A sequel or an HD remaster?
Dude, well, an HD remaster would be nice, but I want a sequel.
They already remastered on the GameCube, but do it again. It's like obviously a sequel, I'd say. Yeah.
Wait. 480p on GameCube is remastering?
Yeah. I'm saying it's a remaster. I'm just saying they improved it. It's like, why not just go back?
I know. I'm just messing with you.
I would have wanted an HD remaster of Skies of Arcadia.
They should have. I'm shocked they never did that for PSN XBLA. That would have been good. Sega's doing all digital now, so they should.
There's got to be a lot of stuff behind that, because otherwise like that in Shenmue, they would have done it by now if it was that simple.
That's true. You make a good point.
I mean, they did Space Channel 5. I mean, come on. Don't tell me it's too niche. I mean, come on.
That's a lot of music.
Wait, are you guys even Souls fans?
No,
you guys aren't.
I haven't. I almost bought Dark Souls off XBO for like $10, but I was like, I don't know. I don't want to play.
I'll play it sometime.
I'm the only Souls fan here, unless Aaron's a Souls fan.
No,
not superly.
I'm a Souls nut. I love Souls so much.
Yeah.
You really sold it on me. It's just all you say is I love it.
They're just so hard to play for me.
I think that's part of the reason why
hearing that's what makes me not want to. I don't know.
I want to play Dark Souls. I'll play that soon.
When Alex gave me the PC code for Dark Souls, the Prepare to Die edition review, I had a hard freaking time reviewing that garbage. Oh my gosh!
Oh, you mean how broken it was?
I had already played through the game before, but they added new stuff. Means I don't know what the F to do.
Oh, that! I thought you were just having a hard time because they messed up the PC port. I thought that's what you meant.
Oh. I had the what's it called? Excellent
the mod from
to not have a crash or save delete on me, because games for Windows Live sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what the Xbox One marketplace is gonna be like. Enjoy your games for Windows Live, everyone.
Enjoy your servers. crashing.
Well, that's not how Dark
1,000 of
Souls
them.
2 is gonna be. So that'll be good.
Anyway, so Aaron, what do you want to see out of the show?
What do I want to see?
Yeah, your dreams. Let's go big. Why are we talking about Dark Souls 2? That's going to come out. We know that's coming out.
Yeah, we know that's coming out.
Crazy.
You know what? I'm just gonna go like crazy left field and say Kingdom Hearts 3.
Really?
That's crazy left field.
That's as crazy.
That's like,
as you
hey,
can think of.
Aaron, do you like Kingdom Hearts?
Well, it's funny because 2.5 hasn't even been announced yet, and she's saying Kingdom Hearts 3. So
I know.
doesn't need
That's
to
why
be.
it's crazy.
that's why
Dream
it's
big,
funny.
kid, dream big. Man.
Channel your inner 9-year-old and just say
It's so sad that I could hear mention of that and laugh it off though. I used to be so excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. How far have we fallen where it's laughable now? That's not.
It was laughable for a long time.
We're just cynical now.
Yeah, it's Kingdom Hearts. That's what it's been like for the fans.
I'm excited.
Uh-huh.
I will eat 3 chocolate hats if Kingdom Hearts 3.
Stop! You're just making me hungry.
Yeah.
If they just bring it out the Sony, did they bring out Versus 15 and then the Sony conference and then
Sony conference is actually a Square Enix conference, guys.
Then they're like, oh, by the way, one more thing, guys.
God damn it! Doing a Steve Jobs thing.
Do you think it'll be a super super megaton within like the gaming audience if it was?
Oh, you know it. You know
Of course.
No, I mean, like, I know the
Crash.
Kingdom Hearts fans will flip out. I know the Kingdom Hearts fans will flip out, but do you think, like, the general audience will...
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, Disney, come on now.
I think general audience will flip out more about Final Fantasy 15 than they would Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know. Kingdom Hearts used to be bigger than Final Fantasy, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but do you think, like, do you think still, like, it would create the same amount of noise?
I think so.
Yeah,
Maybe.
People just don't really pay attention to the handheld space as much. I mean, they still very well. I'm just saying that when you put like a big game like that on a console, a lot of people pay attention, even if it was 13.
I mean, it's not hard to drum up hype for like IPs that have either not had an entry in a while.
Star Wars.
The one thing that you can say about Kingdom Hearts is that they have yet to tarnish their legacy on consoles, and Final Fantasy has kind of done that. So I don't even think it's the same situation.
3DS, Dream Drop Distance, son.
That's not a console.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Handheld.
that's what I'm saying. Like all the bad games have been on handhelds. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are still considered.
I don't think
very good.
I wouldn't say that Final Fantasy had tarnished stuff on the consoles either.
I would say they've kind of tarnished.
I think it's still
kind of been tarnished
and
on
Lightning
consoles.
Returns.
It could come back.
I think it's kind of been tarnished on consoles, just a little bit. I think 15 is going to be, hey, could you trust?
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying.
It's not Sonic 2006 levels yet.
It's bad enough for me to know without a doubt that I will not buy Lightning Returns on day one, if ever. Like that's
why I feel bad for Erin because she has to review that crap.
Do you? Man, good luck with that.
I'd review it if you want.
I don't know. I'll play it.
Thinking about it.
I don't think she can trust anybody but herself.
Who's making the NeoGAF thread? Is it you?
Yeah.
Can you please make it Return to Shit Mountain Square Enix version?
Yeah.
I should.
Just do it.
That's great.
I should.
The Eastern version. That's
just
great.
see the reaction from the people who love Lightning.
Do it.
Guys, what if GAF people listen to this
Lightning?
podcast?
I can't wait.
That's talking about.
I can't wait for Purple and Lukey K to just flip out if they saw that. Like, it is my dream. That's my Christmas one. That'll be my Christmas one. Please do it.
So you know what you should do?
I'll do it.
Close it off.
You gotta be more creative than that. You can come up with something better than Evil Lore.
End it with that GIF of lightning in her sunglasses. That deal with it GIF that they.
Oh God! Burn it with fire.
Yes.
I hate
Yes.
that shit.
Oh, I hate that GIF too. But if she uses it in that way, it'll be.
I think that would be funny as hell.
Did you just call it a GIF?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want to do
Yeah.
that here.
It's GIF. Yeah.
I love peanut butter.
I do think it's GIF as well.
I almost called it
Are
animated.
the gift that keeps on giving.
I'm gonna tweet that. That's good.
GIF is very delicious.
I agree.
Jiffy is delicious.
I have never tried Nutella.
Jiffy?
Yeah, Jiffy. The peanut butter is Jiffy, right? It's not actually.
Jif. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Jiffy Lube? No, it's Jif.
Whoa. Isn't this a family show?
No, it's Jif, dude.
No?
You're thinking about Jiffy Lube, dude.
I'm not thinking about any.
That's why people make fun of it, because it's Jif, and it's like, well, that's the peanut butter, right?
Oh
Yeah, we drink oil.
I concede. Anyways.
I am so upset right now.
No, you're not.
No reason. So let's continue. All right. So so as anybody else, Ron, did you say what you wanted to see out of the show yet?
No, I didn't. What I want to see out of the show, I don't know. Mostly, you guys probably already covered this, but mostly I want Sony to do Uncharted 4 on stage.
Oh,
I want that.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I want a trailer for it on live. But I want a trailer for that because I think that would be really, really great. Yeah, I want that, and that'd be cool. Yeah.
You want it to be Nathan Drake?
Wait, what?
You want it to be Nathan Drake starring?
Maybe moved on. I don't know. It's like a Bourne kind of thing where it's like Queen of the new guy.
I'd be cool with the new character. That'd be cool, actually. That'd be intriguing. I think that'd be
Nathan Drake.
Naughty Dog new IP, maybe.
Maybe Drake had a son.
That'd be interesting. Maybe Drake is just an older guy like Sully, and they get a new guy. That'd be a really interesting turn.
He's your sidekick. It's like.
Because after Uncharted 3, I've had enough of Drake, and then like the whole Vita game is also not good.
That could be another way to shoehorn in like co-op. Play Uncharted with your son.
That'd be
generations of Drake.
Uncharted 2. Honestly, you're with a buddy for enough of Uncharted 2 that it might as well have a co-op campaign because he always has a partner in that game. So.
Man, that would ruin the whole story, though.
Wait, what? No, wouldn't it be great?
This is the co-op stuff usually. Like for me, it's like co-op destroys the focus of the narrative because like you got this guy screwing around behind you, and like I'm trying to
see that. Yeah.
Story. It's like Dead Space 3. I had that problem. But anyway.
One time I played through Resident Evil 5 on the highest difficulty, professional mode, and we got to the end, and that game has QTEs. And so when you're on professional, like the window for the QTEs is like really, really small. And I had to do the last one because it makes you like take turns. And so we get to the last one, and we died like a lot. So right at the end, I got a message over PSN, and the guy was like, 23 deaths. I can't believe this. It was the worst hate. It's like some of the only hate mail I've ever gotten.
Online hate mail.
Online hate mail.
Are y'all excited for any JRPG or any RPGs coming out this year?
Can I talk about what I want to see?
Yeah. Oh, you haven't.
I want to talk about what I want to see.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead.
I don't know if I want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
Zach, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay.
So. Okay, so there's 4 things that I want to see. I thought about this a long time. It's probably why I brought up the whole topic in the first place. One, I actually already talked about a few of those already, is that I want to see a new Otogi. I would really love to see an Otogi 3. If I see the guys from Software, I'm going to ask them, guys, you should really think about a new Otogi. Come on!
Otogi reboot.
It was really great. It's so cool, like the crazy old samurai doing magic. Alright. 2 would be, I want to see Last Guardian, definitely. I really, really hope to see Last Guardian there. That's like I said, Shadow of the Colossus is my favorite game of all time. I would love to see Last Guardian. Let's see, what else? I want to see whatever CyberConnect 2 is doing because they always create like the best looking games. So it'd be really the guys who did Azura's Wrath and the Naruto games. I'd really excited to see.
The Naruto games are so good. Like,
yeah.
I actually hate like those type making games from those type of titles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the Ultimate Ninja Storm games are really, really good.
They did leak the 3rd one. Apparently, there's going to be a 3rd one coming out soon. Ultimate Ninja Storm 3.
Wait, that's already out, dude. That's been out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What leak was a PC port?
It was a PC called Full Burst.
Oh, a PC port. Okay.
Yeah, it was a PC port, which I can't even see that happening. A PC port, but hey,
Steam Greenlight version. And the 4th one is if they announce that they've somehow figured out a way to make Panzer Dragoon Saga come out on digital platforms. That'd be the biggest thing I would dream for and hope for is Panzer Dragoon Saga being brought back. Someone figured out to recreate all the source code and bring that thing back. Even if it has to be like exclusive on some system, I would buy a console. I'd buy a Wii U for that. Okay, 5. I'm sorry, number 5. I want something new for Valkyrie Chronicles. That's my 5.
I am with you there.
Yeah,
with you there.
I think that IP is dead.
It's not dead. Shut up.
It'll be back.
They said they wanted to come back to consoles. Everyone's like, hey, you should really come back to consoles. It'd be really great.
Yeah, the last 2 should have consoles. Come on.
It's not dead. It's in a Project X zone. They got Valkyria Chronicle characters.
It's not dead. Wait. Well, do they Project X? Okay, well that might be a bad sign. If that's the legacy of VC is X.
It's like the Expendables. They go there to retire. But anyway, they got Xenosaga characters. Yeah, that's right. They got Cosmos in there.
Of course they do.
Hey, Mega Man is in that game. That should show you that it's dead.
Really? So Mega Man finally gets something.
Yep.
He gets his. Zero does too, which is the only one I care about. So yeah, I think that we talked about a lot of stuff today. You and I, us, we, our group. So for now, like as I was saying at the beginning, we got 9 days until E3, just a little bit under 6 days until a lot of us fly out and go there and hang out with people and talk about things, and got a lot of meetings planned up, some very exciting games that we're going to be checking out here. A lot of stuff that hasn't even been talked about before, so that's going to be very exciting. And so I think we'll talk about more when we get that back. So guys, expect a lot of good stuff to go up on the site over the course that week. Maybe we'll post some things before then to get the hype generated. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. This is easily the most excited I've been about an E3 yet, so I guess you guys are with me? You guys with me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
are.
Yeah,
yeah, sure. It's exciting.
Yeah.
You're right.
You guys sound very, very convincing there.
No, I'm not excited. I've been sounding excited this entire podcast. I don't know what you want from me, man.
Yeah.
Subtle.
I'm looking forward to the actualities.
Don't too soon.
On meltdowns. Oh, the meltdowns.
Oh, I am going to have a meltdown for sure.
Wait for what?
The harsh reality, the crashing down. That comes later. Let's keep our spirits high going into this exciting week, and yeah. I still want to know what the heck I needed emergency contact for the Microsoft E3 conference for. Hopefully, get to find that out soon. But I just don't know what that means.
I think that's in case you get sick or something happens to you.
But this is the first time they've done it.
I don't know. Maybe
Lumber Room is going to show up, and then everyone's going to
Maybe they're just trying to cover themselves. Who knows?
There's going to be pyrotechnics, fire shooting out everywhere.
It could be if they do aluminum stuff, and you're like an epileptic, then they might have to,
Shouldn't that be every year though? Those conferences, they always flash. Anyway, so I guess that pretty much covers our talk for this month, and I don't know how to sign off. So.
Just ask everyone to say bye. Have you just asked everyone to say bye?
The last 2 times I've said, let's end it there, and that's pretty much been my sign-off, so...
Oh, that's a poor sign-off.
That's fine. We're at it there.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Peace out.
Wait, did we really, is that the sign-off?
Yep.
No, that was.
That's really... That's how it's going to go.
That's funny.
I'm sorry, guys.